2020 was shy as creators because for the first time I discovered what's ngola malini emsebenzini. I know that doesn't make sense. Akufani when you are a vision bearer. When you're a vision bearer, you behave, you act differently. In a couple of years ago, when we had Excellence Festival, I was fortunate enough to be in contact with the Harvey family, and I was telling Steve Harvey, I'm busy. I'm getting booked. Show me. I am so busy.
Yes, girl.
I'm getting booked, and I'm not only booked in KZN. I'm booked in Gauteng. You know, they're calling me in Cape Town. They're flying me in.
The confidence, girl. I just.
And Steve Harvey's like, wow.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah. You know, like I'm busy. But I decided, because I'm keeping them. I remember after I came back from Toluguti, I'm pregnant. Ngahlala waterfront here in Durban. Ngahlala by the balcony area. I said to my belly, I'm keeping you. Don't make me an embarrassment.
Oh, I see fella. Yes, come on, yes, come on. One leg in the fella in the house. No bango, yeah. No bango, Baba, where to?
Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to you at home, and welcome to yet another exciting episode of Highly Favored Podcast. My name is your host Noxy Williams, and I'm so honored and privileged to be here today because I'm sitting with the most beautiful, one of the most beautiful women that I have ever encountered. Not just beautiful outside, but also inside. She is highly favored. She is a woman of great worth, none other than the beautiful Nomfundo Mkhize.
Oh my goodness.
yes, Nomfundo. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for that beautiful intro.
Welcome.
It means something.
Yeah.
Aren't you shocked to hear me speak like this? Like it means something. Kanti.
You know?
Yeah.
You know what I love about you, Nomfundo, is that you're not only beautiful, but you're so open. Your heart is so open. Why? I mean, umuntu of your caliber, of your status, you know, you think people be afraid to approach you, but it's so easy to approach you, you know?
Yes, I think the reason why you should be open,
Yes.
but limit your reach. Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
But it's very important to welcome people, because people might forget what you wore, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. They might forget your words, but there's something born as a certain emotion in them, because that's how you made them feel. And the highest form of learning is through abanye abantu. 1, 2, human relations place you where your beauty, sometimes even your education can't.
Yeah.
I come from, my background is mainly creative. So from the communication space as a radio personality, now grooming into a businesswoman. One thing I've learned, you might be good at what you do, but if you're horrible to interact with, you might lose something. Some people are great. They're great. They're gifted, but they fail to interact correctly in a band. Now, because you fail to interact correctly in a band, nobody wants to deal with you.
Yeah.
You understand?
So beauty is not enough.
No, it's not enough. It's not enough.
It has to go with your heart.
Human relations, especially like let's say you are a presenter, for instance, you need to study the subjects in which you're going to be presenting, right? So there's that element of funde and sound sound as if like you know what you're talking about. But mainly labantu sebenza nabo around you, it should be pleasant men working with you.
Yeah.
Ngakhala abantu ngawe, you know. I'm not saying everyone. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that the most important part is that when people interact with you, learn to leave a mark and not a stain. There's a difference. Wherever you walk in, leave a mark and not a stain. Umuntu angase, oh my God, Nox, oh my goodness, that woman made me. You understand? I'm not saying be a people pleaser, but understand the concept of a stain and a mark. Those are two different entities.
And Nomfundo, just to give you a brief background of where she comes from, she is a media personality. She is an entrepreneur. She is a businesswoman. She wears many, many hats. And it's so significant that we are in Women's Month. Women's Month, I mean, in Bogoto, we hear it almost every time, go to in Bogoto, in. But how do you stay so beautiful, wearing so many hats, Nomfundo? Because for sure, in communications, in your line of work, you meet women from all levels of life. You meet umuntu osifazana ophansi ophakeme, but still you still carry yourself. Awushintshe position yakho. Do you understand? You still maintain yourself. Umuntu ophansi will not feel inferior. Nomuntu ophezulu, they won't feel, oh, she's beneath me. How do you carry yourself in all levels without losing yourself?
Firstly, the concept of, let's start with concepts of Imbogoto, right? I understand the notion, the ideology behind it. We're resilient, we're strong and everything. But I'm going to Bogoto mean I'm a flower. I'm a marshmallow. Go handle me with care. It's very, very important because as we end up being so taken by lento so strong that you can't cry when you want to. That even when njengomuntu wesifazane ukhala kuye ugcine kungasabi ufila sengathi usuyingangamela ke wena ugcina ungasakwazi ukukhala. And as society we then get so comfortable not to check on our Noxys aba strong. And the stronger you are, you face challenges as well. So nje sama flower thina guys season into the soft life. Exactly, yabo handle me with care. You're fragile, I bruise easily. You understand? But at the same time, make no mistake, don't take my softness for weakness. I'm like water. You know, I bring life, but like water, I can take it anytime. Not that I kill, no. But with the facts of the matter that would say I am soft when I need to, but I'm hard when I'm faced with difficult situations, you know. So I know how to, I wouldn't say man up, but I know how to utilize my strength correctly. But don't force me to be under a situation or circumstance where I have to forever be using my strength. Allow me to be feminine.
Exactly.
Mina ngikuthanda kuba umuntu wesifazane, ngiyasanda ukugqoka ihili, ngiyasanda ukufaka imakeup, ngiyakthanda nje ukuba umama ngibe into, ngibe yimama nje, ngibe yilady, ngiphase soft. Don't make me be imbokodo. I'm a marshmallow. All right.
I think the notion ukuthi imbokodo into edelelekile. Society has used it ukuthi she can take it.
Exactly.
She can take it. No matter how much I treat her, she can take it. You know, and don't you think that is in a way losing yourself?
Yeah, but let me show you. The father of my kids passed away last year, November. May his soul rest in peace. For some good reason today, I've been saying may his soul rest in peace quite a lot. Because I'm in the hometown. But one thing I can say, as a single mom raising my kids, even prior to his death, I have twins, boys, absolutely amazing chocolate kids. Love them. So one thing about, I have two fears, and I know I'm feeling that these fears are not, they're a sign of lack of faith, but no, I'm just a mom, trying every day, you know, waking up even when I don't feel like it, pushing and trying to make something of myself in alignment with my kids. So one of the difficulties that I face is, or rather the fears, Ignas, ukuthi one, iy'ngane zami zizokhula zifuna ukushada nomuntu ngoba baney'ngane naye, or bashade nomuntu ngoba relationship yabo naye, because I want my kids to wake up every day with a father and a mother in the household, something that I never had, right? To a point that bangagcina sebehlala in toxic relationships in the pursuit of having that life. That's one. Another fear ebakhona as a single mom raising twin boys is uthola ukuthi iy'ngane zami zithi ayibo uma wasikhulisa thina uzohlulwa yini Sibongile, uzohlula yini uNicole naye akakhulise naye yengane zakhe, understand? So the element of being strong, the society put it out there, ingenza ngifile kanjalo, you understand, ukuthi because iy'ngane zami have seen, like even myself, I come from a household of strong females, that things were done with or without a man, you understand, that umuntu esitisa ukudla kusabe khona, but it's not a need.
Yes,
You understand it? Because I will never budget ngephakethe lomunye umuntu or create a life that I can't sustain myself.
Yeah.
So me and God, it's a good enough team. You understand? But not that you don't need about the tender love and care. Yeah, I understand.
The cuddles.
The cuddles
The
you make
warmth.
exactly. There's also another point that you mentioned about the different levels, social hierarchies of life. I always believe, I would say, in any and every situation you find yourself in, that very moment, there's somebody now in all categories, whether it's beauty, whether it's intellectual, whether it's human relations, whether it's sense of humor, somebody who's more qualified, who knows what you're doing and can do it 10 times better than you. What differentiates you and that person is opportunity. So the mere fact that now saying clearly in a room where it's full of CEOs and CFOs and angikhulumi ngama CEOs ababhalile nje ukuthi ba CEO, I'm talking about big companies.
To them.
You can't feel inferior because life has placed you there. And you need to blossom where you are planted. And seize the opportunity. Understand that, okay, fine, I'm here for a reason.
And it can pass you by just like that.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that. Some of the things that I regret in life is that as a child, I'm going out, ngiyagroova, sengisebhasi, nokujola, qale late, you understand? And some of the things as you meet people, you meet right people, and at the wrong time, and you don't know what to do with them because you are not prepared, right? You meet instrumental people.
You meet the right people. Say that again.
At the wrong time.
At the wrong time.
Yeah.
What? That's a heavy plate.
So, for instance, uzohlangana nomuntu maybe who owns an organization, women empowerment, right? At that time, when you groove, you understand? When you groove, phuma ekhaya uhlale vasi ziyabuya, kumnandi ufuna groove and akuthande lo muntu wesifazane or run this organization, like you get along, but ukuthanda when their hair is down, when they're putting down their hair, and you say, okay, manje I'm relaxing. So maye nawe ukhuluma ngokuphola, akakhulumi about what they're actually doing. Now with that, umisele bonke labantu ube nale uthola phone book yakho yahlanganisa a trillion yabantu nabo. You understand? In rands and dollars, you name it. The issue now is that when you mature and you get seasoned and you become what you actually meant to be, there's nothing more difficult than to reintroduce yourself.
Sure.
Because now if I go back...
You miss the opportunity.
Exactly. Sometimes I go back saying, Noxy, I'm a businesswoman. I am an MD of Athena Holding. This is what we do. As well, oh gosh, champagne, what flavor do you want? You understand? Because you, in this culture of teaching people how to treat you, you can't serve everything to everyone. So kunomunye umuntu ogcina empilweni yakhe because uyak understand makhona Nomfundo siyagroove sachila kumnandi kunjeya. So masomkhulumela ngomsebenzi ufile ngathi ubalona, you understand? So like I always believe that when you get an opportunity to be around greatness, take it with both hands, with an understanding of say it might not come back, but when it comes, let me leave a mark and not a stain. And when you meet someone to a social hierarchy, never miss the opportunity to learn just because you are the speaker that day.
So you can learn from a person that is, well, I don't want to say beneath you, but who's not at your level.
Yes.
What can you learn? For
me, what I have learned, I wouldn't say the person I learned from was beneath me, but the person I learned from was way older than me and had not experienced anything ayifuna empilweni. You understand? Okay. And mina, I was already walking in what I'd aspired to be, but I was still looking to grow. And one thing abangenze ukuthi ngifunde ukuthi whatever engisime ngisona position engidona njengamanje, the best part to either grow what you have or to get what you want is to appreciate where you are. Do you understand? Not because they appreciated where they are, but they understood the opportunities abawayeka ayengabe bayise la abafike khona. Ngizonzela example, I grew up not grow up, but when I first couple of years being a mom, And bebethi, you're such a responsible mother. Nomfundo, a responsible mother. And then a lot of people would expect that to be a compliment. But to me, it wasn't.
How so?
Why was I a mother to begin with? I had no business being a mother. I was broke. I wasn't prepared to be a mother. So if I'm so responsible, there's so many other other things that I could have done out there to not get me to a point where I fall pregnant to begin with. So why was I in that situation already? You understand? And two, I was doing what I was supposed to do. So I don't want to be drunk with the compliments of being a great mom and lose the lesson of how I became a mother.
So you wanted more people to say, hey, you're so well achieved, you're so, look what you've attained, but not in a bad way, but they succumbing you to, you're such a great mother. I mean, is that all that I am?
No,
was it like people not seeing your true value?
No,
They're
no,
just seeing a mother. Did it come from a place like that?
No, it did not. It actually came from a place where people are appreciating the fact that I am a mom and I'm doing a great job as a mom. And that's great to be appreciated as a mom. But mina, I mustn't be drunk with that. So it was more of an introspection thing. Was so too responsible out there. But me, I know the fact ukuthi ngifike la sengu-responsible mom ngakhona is because I did izinto ezingekho responsible.
To become a mom.
To become a mom to begin with. Do you understand? So Nomfundo, ezinye izinto zifika seziba like so you're a great mom, and because of izinto enjalo,
and it's not coming from a place like you resent your kids or
no, never.
Like you're saying, why did I fall pregnant? It's not coming from a place like
I'm not gonna lie, I went through that phase. I became more, firstly, when I fell pregnant, my parents cut off my allowance.
Okay.
Regardless of the fact that I was.
So you come from a background, you had an allowance, you were spoiled.
No, I wasn't spoiled, my man. Let me explain how I had an allowance. No, it's a puzzle. Ngangifunda ngisebenza as well. But because ngangifunda ngisebenza, ngangasebenzi isalary. Ngangisebenza stipend.
All right.
But because mina ke ngangisebenza library, ngiphinde ngisebenza eradweni already. You understand? But abazali bami babazi ukuthi uNomfundo kufanele rent, yabo. And I was saying ngimali rent, you understand? And when I was pregnant.
That's the allowance, okay.
Yeah, so imali rent, imali yokudla ehlezi nganele. If waka wayevasi, you know this. Ukuthi ayikho isirele ukudla. You understand? Nango 9 nekusuku. Ukudla, you understand? Abanye babuye bethathe iwine bilifake kuma wheat bigs.
Just to get by.
Exactly.
Hey.
So I as much as I fell pregnant and had my kids, it was something that I never wanted for myself. Remember, I come from a background where my mom had me and she was not married. I'm a child outside of wedlock. You understand? And when my mom had me, I said to myself, I don't ever want to have kids. Ngashadile.
No more to be established.
Again, like ngingashadile, nginganayo imali yami, you understand? But mainly nje ingane were not part of my plan.
And put on top of that, had twins.
Share ke lokho sekufika late ke lokho. Ingane nje were not part of my plan. Ngoba ngangithi nje, I'm going to be so rich. Ungangibuza rich man. But I'm going to be so rich. In fact, ngoba kushisa kanje, I'm going to be in a yacht in Monaco.
In a yacht, in a bikini.
Exactly. You know what I'm trying to say? And ngathola abantwana, and I am hard on myself. The reason why, actually, one of the interviews that I did recently, they were asking me, why don't you respond when people say things, whether it's social media or whatever? And my thing is, I've said worse to myself. I'm very hard on myself. By the time when I was one I was depressed. I remember the first couple of years, I gave birth in October 2013. Yes, so my twins.
Okay.
When I gave birth, and I had my kids.
And you're for sure you're saying, Lord, I'm pregnant. I don't want to be pregnant. And you give me twins.
Oh, understand.
Like, Lord,
I can only
imagine.
It's can some of ngabona ibhola emva kwekhanda lengane. And then I was like, what's that ball? What's udokotela? Oh, what is that? What's a scan? It's another baby. You got twins. But congratulations. Ngakhalani. Not gonna. I said, why me? You know what I'm trying to say? But unkulunkulu, yes, if I had one child, I was spoiler too rotten. I was going to destroy that child. I care too much and I love. But even in commercial radio, I never used to speak about my kids for a good year because I think I hadn't adjusted to. I really believe those have put shame upon myself, shame upon my family, which we can quote it, but it was. Yeah. It was because Abazalbami, they had looked so much on me. And Nami, you understand? Yeah. Nami, I had high expectations of myself. Exactly. So it wasn't even about disappointing Umdeni, but it's disappointing me. You understand? But and I am one person who's solution driven. Yeah.
Let's find a solution. What's now?
The first thing I was like, ngekho umuntu oyokwazi kwangikhulisela ingane. Ingane zami la ngifa khona zofa khona la ngihamba khona ngihamba neingane zami. I am keeping my kids, and I didn't just say I'm pregnant, I'm keeping my kids. I chose to keep my kids. I knew all the opportunities or not opportunities but platforms that were there, whether I wanted to terminate, whether I wanted to give them up for adoption, but I decided because I'm keeping them. I remember after I came back I'm pregnant. Ngahlala waterfront here in Durban. Ngahlala by the balcony area. And I said to my belly, I'm keeping you. Sure. Don't make me an embarrassment. When I discovered with their twins, I hold my belly and I said, I'm dedicating you to God. Make me
What's
aware.
Your kid's name?
Londa Benolunga. Make me aware. And it's so funny that now, when I'm overwhelmed, being a businesswoman and being a single mom, you're trying to, not that I'm saying, me, but agukolula nje globally right now from Sebens. When I feel down, I tell my kids, guys, mamon is stressed, yes, things are not really happening. Yeah. And my son would turn to me and say, have you thought about telling God? Have you thought about just telling God that things are not happening, you know? And I'll be like, oh yeah, I need to go every day at 7 o'clock. Yeah. So my kids will pray and say, God, you brought us here. What's the plan? You know,
what's the plan now? Because you
exactly. So my mom said to me, it's so funny. God study.
Yes.
God, let's study. Because it's so practical.
Strong relationship with Unkulunkulu.
I believe in God. I believe in the power of God. I believe, and there's something that Unkulunkulu specializes in. Unkulunkulu uyakwazi ukufihla ihlazo lami. Like if there's one thing that God can do, I was hosting an international event at IT, and for the first time in a very, very long time, I walked into a room. There were CFOs, there were CEOs, there were founders of this tech and that tech, and globally that is. And I walked in and I was like, here I am, and I'm still trying to finish off my degree, and in Klein I looked for doctorate in this, masters in this, honorable, don't. And I called my mom. I said, Ma, for the first time, I feel like the room is swallowing me. Yeah. I feel like I'm small. And then my mom said, you are very small, but the God that you carry is bigger than everybody that is in here. So don't depend on who you are. Depend on who carries you. And I was like, okay,
I serve a big God.
And then the minute I got on stage, it was me and understanding with person behind me that is going to cover me. And
so you carry God, Nomfundo.
No, I don't.
God is within you.
I don't.
He's greater. Yeah, what they're saying was, greater are you in me than the one is in the world.
Yes.
You live the slogan. Hence, that is why you're doing such great things.
I think
you serve a big God.
I serve a big God, and I think I have this tendency. I have this thing I would say, I leave everything as whether I am good at something or I'm learning at something or I'm not so great at something. But the reason why I share yonke into isandleni zaNkulunkulu ngoba ngifuna ukubonisa la saNkulunkulu kuzona zonke.
Isn't that what faith is?
Exactly.
Isn't that what faith is? If faith steps in when our human limitations are, and then that is when your faith needs to kick in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Faith is something that's in the natural is impossible. Yeah, but so many people think, Nomfundo, how does she do it? How does she always look so fabulous? Achievements after achievements. opportunities after opportunities.
But that's the thing, though.
You know.
Wenza
ngani?
If you allow me to actually touch on this, opportunities after opportunities. It's not like that. Let's be honest. You would know this. Sometimes uzakuthiwa ngqongqoza uzothola njani uhlele khona. Sometimes kufanele ungqongqoza. Sometimes kufanele vele usibhakaze
isicapha.
Ungene phakathi.
By force.
You understand? Sometimes opportunities are not there. I relocated. I did my last show ever my FM ngomhla 31 December. Actually, it was the last show of the year.
We're going to go to that.
Yes. Mangihamba khona Evom, I went to Joburg. When I got to Joburg, everybody tells you that Joburg is the New York of Africa. The Africa meets the opportunities. But there are tons of Nomfundos in Joburg.
Sure.
There are tons of Nomfundos in Joburg looking for one opportunity. Sometimes you create an opportunity. I'm just going to touch on 2020. 2020.
So how was it like, the move? I mean, for sure you're comfortable there. I mean, here in Fuma FM, your career. Was that another step of faith, Nomfundo, of, okay, let me relocate. Let me go to, in brackets, greener pastures, as they say, the city of gold.
To be quite honest with you.
Is it the lioness in you? I suspect it's the lioness in you.
You see, 2020 was shy as creators. Because for the first time, I discovered what's Ngola Malini Msebenzini. I know that doesn't make sense. I started eVuma ngisebenza e group 5, right? Okay. And mangiqala eVuma ngangumhola ama group 5 I was comfortable. I wasn't great, but I was comfortable. And then ngasebenza eVuma. But angangakaze ngihole umkholo wami wodwa. Because mangishiya e group 5, I'd already created a very good network of people, and I was able to get gigs, get events, and people hear me on radio. So kaze ufika umholo wami wodwa. Come 2020, uyeza umholo wami Nomfundo ufika wodwa. Unomfundo uyadiscover uskahle ngihola late than abantu engisebenza nabo. 2, hey boss omncane umholo. I'm trying to say. But one, I had to create an opportunity. I have the slogan that ever since I started radio, I always say, Masasang Valelisa. It's a she believed she could, so she did. So there's faith element on it, and then faith and works. Because without works, faith is useless. So I created a National t-shirt, she believed she could, so she did. And my faithful listeners were buying my t-shirts. I started the lifestyle experience with Nomfundo Mkhize, where business people get to network and talk life during and after COVID.
During the show? That was during Vuma FM show?
That was during while I was still on air, but I was doing it off, and I was doing it independently. And I was already preparing myself to establish Nomfundo away from Nomfundo Wevuma, creating a personal brand now. And that worked. It sustained me, and then I now had to move and go to Joburg. And I went to Joburg because there are many opportunities.
Did you go to Joburg because khona umuntu okuthembisile something? Ukuthi I want to tap into that faith that you're mentioning about. Ukuthi, was it easy to relocate? Was there something that was promising on the other side? Maybe, for example, let's say somebody says, "No, come, Nomfundo, this opportunity. I've got something for you." Was it?
No.
Was a table already prepared for you to go there? Because you're
not even in the midst of my enemies. There was no table prepared.
Because I'm trying to understand, Nomfundo. You started a network, lifestyle of Nomfundo. You established in radio. People love you. You choose to leave that and go to a land you do not know.
Okay.
You remind me of, what is this? Is it Moses? Abraham. Abraham, yes.
Yeah.
Abraham, go to Nkulunkulu 8, Genesis chapter 12. Go to a land that I will show you.
Yes.
You remind me of Abraham. And guys, oh Lord.
I'm actually going to touch on this.
The female Abraham.
The biggest problem is I love liberty. Ngiyatanda ukukhululeka. If there's one thing that uNkulunkulu asiphiwe was willpower, and ngiyatanda uNkulunkulu usiphile ukuthi ngiyakhetha ukuthi ngizwane noNoxy. You understand? Exactly. I love the freedom element of life. And I felt caged in 2018. I started feeling caged. I wasn't doing amazing and great things, but I was already doing continental events. You understand? And if I did 3 events for a month in sharp, You understand? And I wasn't doing a lot, but I was doing very significant events.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there isn't significant event, but for my personal brand and for my personal agenda and what I was looking to achieve for brand Nomfundo, I was already working on that. And because of that, I started feeling like, cage man, you understand? Like I want more, I want to grow more. And 2018, 2019, I remember like Club Envy. It's saying we're gonna do a birthday celebration when Nomfundo Mkhize last 20s. I sing I invite her. It's nice.
Yes.
But 2020, I know a lot of people are saying to me, it's very dumb for you ukuhamba.
Yeah.
Izinto zingakabi right.
Exactly.
But
During this COVID and
I always believe that there's a problem when you stay in a place where you feel caged, because if isihlahla osithatha usifake ebhokisini elidala, there are very small chances ngakhula dlule leyo cage leyo. You understand? 1, 2, it is a curse to be prematurely exposed. Kuyisiqalekiso ukuphumela usabalale ungakakhuli ngokwanele ungakavuthwa. So sometimes when God allows you to come in where there is something bigger than you, He's not necessarily writing you off. He's covering you, preparing for your growth, so that when it's time for you to blossom, one, abantu bane idea usumuvile, you understand? But masusuphumela ngaphandle usube nesikhathi sanele sokuhlala phansi kuleli igolikazi egcwele khona abantu abangaka abanemali abane experience eningi, where media in South Africa is owned. Usasikhathi sakho sonke to read the graft, to understand what is done. Usuthathe nama lessons of public speaking if you need to. Usuthathe nama lessons of personal lessons sometimes. What is it that I'm not doing okay? You understand? Because the beautiful thing about uNkulunkulu, He gives you peace that surpasses all understanding.
Amen.
That in the midst of the havoc, you are able to call yourself to watch yourself, and then have a one-on-one with self, and say, okay, fine. All these years, I think, gig, mind you, manghamba, ama gigs awakavulwa kangako, because we also went back to level 4. So manghamba, ama gigs awakavulwa kangako. Ginesikhathi sonke. So kuhlala ngithembe uthembisile uthembekile. Na into engithembile ukuzothembisile uthembekile. Hayi ngibona kunokholo mina nginalo kholo oluningi. I'm a very
ukuthi futhi nama connections.
No. I have created a good network of people, but you need to understand as well ukuthi naleyo network it's a go through. Not only here but internationally, it's a go through at that time. But othembekile nje uthembekile. Uthi kuma dry bones ngabuya inyama. Ayikho nje limits. Ngeke ngibuze every time when I'm driving long distance, which I enjoy. Kambe ukhona nonga Jehova. Kambe yini uNkulunkulu angakwazi ukuyenza? Ubani okwazi ukuhlangana okwazi ukukhawula ulwandle ukuthi lingaqhubeki.
Don't go.
Akwazi ukumisa inyanga nelanga kodwa lingagaxwa indawo kumi li defeat gravity. Kambe ukhona nomuntu onjalo who can create a force like force of gravity.
Who can put the stars in place.
Exactly. Accordingly, count the heads on your head. So ithemba lilele ekutheni othembisile uthembekile.
Nkosi yami. Oh.
Ayinokuthi ke Noxy ayikho into yami ungayithatha. Ayikho nje into yami. I remember
uNkulunkulu mekunezile yakho yonke.
When I was still at home, I was doing an evening show at that time, and I had Ukhaya Dlala. At that time he was on Uzalo, and I had him to come and do a feature. A lot of people are saying, "So Nomfundo ayibu, ukuzalo, wena Nomfundo uzokuthathela." And I remember saying this to somebody, and I said to this person, "Ayikho into yami ukhaya ngayithatha." Kanti futhi ayikho into yakhaya nami engayithatha. You understand? Okokwami nje kuyongithola ngishila ngaseleyo shona.
Nkosi yami.
And ongakona kwami kuyongiphunywa ngibambe ngezandla zombili. So I rest in that.
Connie saying that one pastor said, he said that what's meant for you will come back to you. If it was yours, he said if it was yours, it will come back to you. If it doesn't come back, it was never yours.
Yes.
So into yakho, going to your words, what's yours is yours. No one can take it. even they can try to copy Nomfundo, but Nomfundo is Nomfundo.
That's the power of being a vision bearer. You know, the initiator, the founder,
yes.
That person literally understands the goal, but not the goal as well, but can also enjoy the journey. Not because they enjoy it, but they can enjoy the journey because you understand its pet. You understand?
They have got a vision.
Because sehamba la suka sinqamula ulwandle angithuswa ukuhlukanisa ulwandle understand ukuthi sisikizweni lesembiso masamba la uthola usuka imana ayikakehle sesilambile ingakafika imana understand ukuthi siyapi siyezweni loju nobisi you understand so akufani when you are a vision bearer when you're a vision bearer you behave you act differently in a couple of years ago when we had Excellence Festival I was fortunate enough to be in contact with the Harvey family and I was telling Steve Harvey, I'm busy. I'm getting booked. I am so busy.
Yes, girl.
I'm getting booked. And I'm not only booked in KZN. I'm booked in Gauteng, you know. They're calling me in Cape Town. They're flying me in.
That confident girl, I just
and Steve Harvey's like, wow.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, you know, like I'm busy. Noxy. Steve said to me, so what's your plan with being so busy? You know, as a busy person like myself, I'm thinking of getting a team, getting a management, getting a PA, because I'm just so busy. I said, Steve Harvey, Mina, do you make 500, at least rands per month? I was like,
at least 500 rand?
500,000, sorry. At least 500,000 rands at least per month.
At least rands.
Man, just give half a million. 20,000 rand. That's no. Don't be silly. That's it. No. As a busy person, you're so busy, you're traveling. Do you make at least 500,000 rands, okay? Not dollars, not pounds, but just rands. And I was
gonna go like.
I was like, no, I haven't reached there as yet. Do you make half of that, which is at least 250? So a quarter of a million.
Yeah.
Right? No, it's not consistent. Oh, okay. So what makes you think?
After that hype, my God.
What makes you think you deserve a team?
Yeah.
You know? And he laughed at me for a good 5 minutes. And we had a very good laughter after that. Now I started laughing at myself. And he kept on saying, as a busy woman, and then fine. And I would say, in all that he said to me, I decided taking the advice because as well, which when a person talks to you, understand with the advice, and then you filter what is for you and what is not for you. That's no, I am not making enough money. I'm getting enough exposure, but we also would say, as creatives, looks for us that push. Was a Noxy as a makeup artist as well, one of your accolades, you're a makeup artist. It's was on makeup and Nox person is get push and gives up post. Push looks like push. Understand? Because one bizo go you're giving me exposure. One bizo go spill, no, I'm good. No, I'm good. One bizo go I deserve to be paid. This is not. You understand?
It's not a charity organization.
No, bangipusha nami ngicela ukuphusha ingane. No, kuyakho. You understand? God bless you is great, but can you please pay me according to my merits? So I then decided to say, before I give Nox, who's an HR company or who's a creative manager or an artist manager, give me a brand Nomfundo. Let me first understand brand Nomfundo. One thing I've noticed working a lot with the record labels and different media personalities is that a lot of media personalities and people in the public eye, even business people, they might establish themselves as business people, but now they want to be in the public eye. I can imagine not just the company, but now the face or the man behind the company or the woman behind the company, is that you hand over i-brand yakho ungakayi understand wena. Yingakho uthola ukuthi ama managers are running you kube sengathi yona eqashe wena. And that's not true. If you hire Athena Holdings, my company, to render PR services for your brand, uqashe thina. You are the one that gives us directive. But when you haven't established yourself wena qobo, ngizokwakho uNoxy ngikubona uyena.
So brand to establish as a brand, it's important.
Establish your brand. Don't only establish your brand, understand your brand. Understand, if ngithi mina, I'm a lifestyle brand. Ngifike la, mangifika la, uthi mina nasi sparkling wine. Bese ngithi mina, okay, ngicela uthele eglassini, ungashuthi leli bhodlela. Ngoba I'll associate, adekho ku-brand alignment nama, khona ukuphakama. There's a vision. I've studied my brand and I've seen this is what works for me. If you're gonna invite me to my event of 50, angikhokhela imali encane, ngiright ngawo 5 that are going to be sufficient for my brand because there's a vision here. Don't distort the vision because of the situation okuyona. Because the situation iyadlula, but the vision is supposed to stand. So ungaphazamisi umbono onawo ngawe ngenxa isimo kusona ngoba isimo siyadlula isimo. You understand? So yes, kunama event uthola ukuthi uzowathatha uzohamba uyokhuluma khona, you're not getting paid to be a speaker, but you understand ukuthi ngoba ngimela phambili kuhleli CEO yalaphana kuhleli udirector wake uchair wake fine, you go there for exposure. But you can't be going for exposure to same people, same audience, same cluster of life numerous times. It's no longer exposure, you're being exploited.
Yes. And I think it all boils down to, as children of God, khona slogan noma this thing ukuthi you must be kind, you must be you must know who you are. Where's the line between knowing who you are and also standing your ground as a child of God? I need to be called to love and to be humble, in brackets, as children of God. See, understand that. I must understand, maybe Noxy doesn't have budget, but njalo Noxy angibiza, she always doesn't have a budget for me.
Ungabi humble kakhulu bazokujwayela kabi. Ngicela ukuphila ungabi humble kakhulu bazokuphuza inyongo.
She said it.
Ungabi humble kakhulu. You know, when it comes, being humble doesn't take away from business. Being humble does not take away from business. Ukuthobeka kubalekile.
Yes.
Right. Kubalekile ukuthi uthobeke because it's a good characteristic to have. But ukuthi uphile as well is a necessity because your humbleness will not apply when you're no longer there. You understand? Ngeke Nkosi yami. Ngeke mina ngiyabona amen even God bless you.
No, God bless you. Ngeke ufaka petrol emotweni.
No uNkulunkulu ngibusisile ngakho mina. Ngibusekile nje wasaqaleni. uJehova uNkulunkulu ukwazi ukuthi only inyoni zezulu. How much more mina? As much as ube yini umuntu uNkulunkulu amkhathalela ngaka, but ke uyangikhathalela ke. So asinga, give me an opportunity. Sure. I appreciate an opportunity.
Yes.
But understand that I have needs. You understand? As a person. Understand that there is a brand I'm working to create here. Understand that there is a vision that I have here. Work with me. Don't just allow me to work for you. Work with me as well. As seven son. So ukuba humble is a good thing to have, but don't lose element of business, which is also something that I normally call as passion. Passion, especially in our space, creative, because uthola ukuthi umuntu i-artist ufuna perform. Understand? Ufuna perform nje first ufuna make a stage angene nge-mic imfethu abantu behlanye beshootha ufuna leyo nto so badly ufuna perform, but now is that feeding you? Because now, before I bought my first car, which I still have, first car, which was my dream car. You understand? I will host my event. Kube mnandi abantu bethi Nomfundo. Bese kuthiwa ithombe. Kushoot. Mase sekushuthiwe. Bese abantu benza iphutha lokuthi bazoza kumina masehamba. Bye. Bayongena emotweni zabo ne bese mina ngiyaqala ngine-struggles ka-Uber. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but the event engiyekuyona it's so high there and ingikhokhele kahle i-event, but ngangikufeel lokho ukuthi abantu baye emotweni zabo usuqede athi umuntu you've inspired me.
Sure.
Inspire me lone when we sent me. But then I decided that because I've went through this journey, I'm going to wait until I'm able to buy what I want, not what I need only, but what I want, until I'm able to buy a dream car, until I'm able to buy what I want. Not ukuthi ngizothenga imoto encane. Abantu bathi thenga ikopi nje kancane, uyabo? Ngadecide lapho ukuthi ngifuna ukuthi ngihlale endaweni engiyithandayo. Ngifuna ukuthi ngidle into engiyithandayo. If that means ukuthi fanele ngilinde, ngizolinda. Ngizolinda ngoba uNkulunkulu akaguquka akushilo kuyikona. Even nethanda kuphela noJehova akuphuce lona egcineni. So lokho anginike kona uNkulunkulu njengamanje ngizokuyuza as building blocks to get lokho engikufunayo. Because ivision yami itheme eqala. Ngaqala ngathi uNkulunkulu partner with me in this. Be the first sponsor that I have. That is why sometimes even when you're planning something, you would know this as an event organizer, one of your accolades as well, that people back down on you. Last day.
Last minute. I would, you know, I'm like,
back down on you. I back it down when umuntu, but because we partner up with uNkulunkulu, owazi usaplan usamcabanga lo muntu usiyo back down when. The time I back her down, sekhona vele osathena ngicela ukusponsorisha mina ngamazi no 30,000 ngaphezulu. You understand? So ultimately izinto zigcine zenzakalele. Bese kuba ile nto ukuthi uhamba yiphi inyanga. Le pesa zonke inyanga. Inyanga enkulu.
If we could sing. If we could sing.
Exactly.
Yo, my gosh, you inspire so many young ladies. And you're young also. Yes, you're young. You're young also. But what has kept you is your perseverance. What has kept you is your faith. With all of your young kingdom that you've shared with us, Nomfundo, one thing that I'm catching would say this woman is so resilient. This woman has so much faith.
Yeah.
Everything that you have achieved, ngiyabona nesibindi. Yazi ngiyakubona nje.
And nginjalo.
Unesibindi nje.
Ngiyayihleka ke mina. I love it myself most of the time. Ukubona abantu abeqa off-freeway. When I started working at Group 5, they had a site as a Shaga's Head. And nganganayo imoto. So I got one of my colleagues who was okay, fine. I'm a taxi ngibambezelele yabo. Ngingabe right. And this is in between Inanda and Nevuma. So after sengiqeda Inanda ngathola abantwana ngase ngathi ngidinga imali ke manje ngase ngathola umsebenzi e-Group 5.
Yes.
And that's umngane wami, no worries, mina ngiyafika lapha ngase ama garage wena ufanele ungifice lapho hlangana lapha. Ayikho indawo yokuma lapha. Fanele weqe freeway. Other time ngiyagijima. Mhlawumbe sekuyilanga lesi mhlawumbe sake fourth time ngenza lonto. Ngiyagijima as I'm crossing the road. Ngiyoma ngale phela ngoba uyale usisi mina ngisuka ngala so fanele ngijombe la ngiyoma ngale ukuthi uzofika mina eceleni ngingene imoto ziyadlula phansi kodwa phela fanele ube watch yabo and ufile ngathi simo
sure
mase ngeqa umgwaqo ngazi ndakaza ngathi I remember very well passing this place there me and my mom ngithi kuba emotweni why are these people crossing the road here that's called humbleness, ne? Yes.
Sure.
Athi ba bayasebenza abantu Nomfundo.
Yes.
Akubona bonke abantu abanoshofa nje ngoba kumenza ishofa. You know, bayasebenza abantu bahlanganisa impilo. And ngayibona ngiumuntu ohlanganisa impilo. And I like the fact that was my mom's response. Akasho ukuthi abafundanga esikoleni abanama license. Wathi bahlanganisa impilo and ngakufaka ekhanda lami ukuthi it's part of the journey. Lihlanganisa impilo. Lihlanganisa impilo, you know. So I've life has placed me in different levels empilweni engenza ukuthi appreciate all the ups and also appreciate the downs because another beautiful thing about hitting rock bottom is that once you hit rock bottom you only have one direction to go, spring up. That's it.
And opportunity avails itself to anybody. Do you believe in that? That opportunity, it doesn't matter where you come from.
I believe
opportunities, do you believe? No
I truly believe it's opportunity avail itself to everyone. I also strongly believe that there is no greater idea generator than poverty.
Hey.
You get the best ideas. You get the best ideas. Oh my God, umqondo ugebheze xukuzeka kakhulu because manje usuke usunento ethi ngidinga ukuphuma kule simo engibhekane naso because if I don't get out of this situation there's not a place engifuna ukuzenza kuyona. So I think there's also that element ukuthi in the midst of your worries just remember the promises that you made to yourself and remind God the promises that he made to you. Because into enhle ngoNkulunkulu usesebe umdala wensuku wa understand everything, wakhe izinto, waba namandla okuqinisa nokuthambisa inhliziyo zabantu. Bese phinde ethi come, let's reason together.
Yes, Messiah. Amen.
That's a very important element. Ukuthi the more you frequently reason with uNkulunkulu and you request ukuthi akunike strength for your journey, impumelelo is assured to
So
you.
you believe God still hears? God still usahamba nomuntu uNkulunkulu? Because people think uNkulunkulu is so far away. Khona if Bible that says he is not a God that's he's far away.
Sanda sakasifinyezwe usasinokustabula indlebe yakhe ayivalekile usayinokusizwa. I truly believe that God sits on the throne and he still blesses. God is, God was, God will always be. I believe there's a supreme creator. I believe he understands destiny. I actually believe nanokuthi he can yabona khona la uNkulunkulu athi kuMoses hamba angazi ngisho uMoses but ukhuluma about ukuthi ngizoyiqinisa inhliziyo yakhe.
Yes, it's Moses.
Yes,
ukuthi
inhliziyo yakwazi ukuthi uyenze ibe kukhona. Sometimes I always pray and say, God, you understand my vision. Ngicela ukuthi uqinise inhliziyo yami entweni ezongiphazamisa kwivision yami. You understand? Now, God can do its parts, but kunale gift willpower that always requires you. Ukuthi uzawena.
Umthembu uNkulunkulu.
Yes, but kule willpower force wena fanele ukukhetha ukuthi nami ngifuna ukuhamselana nalento. You understand? It's not that ukuthi I don't believe in the concept of I'm self-made. I don't believe in that because kunabantu that played a role. Like you today, you are interviewing me, and this interviews are nationally. So zobizwe America so kuluma. You understand? Go Forbes.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yes, because you granted me this opportunity. Then how can I say I'm self-made? There are people who are instrumental. Kunabantu that made me realize how great I am in what I do. Kunumbali Tabash that gave me an opportunity for my FM. There are women that are behind this. There are men that are behind this. There are friends, close and far, that have gave me a phone call and said, Nomfundo, you're doing well. Keep on keeping on. Come back, censor yourself. Because it's kasi we hate correction. And if you, my dad, go back to Proverbs. Proverbs, you understand? So, in fact, nowadays, because we live in a society where everyone is offended, where one to sensitive to a certain topic, there are things that you can't say. Be mindful of this. Don't refer to this one. I don't see myself as this. Therefore, you must. There's quite a lot. So, it's very important that you appreciate some hours of correct. Because
Yeah, true.
Remember, we live during the times where ulwazi xhaphakile, right? Knowledge, but not understanding. There's a difference between knowledge and understanding. So if I know what knowledge is everywhere, but we lack understanding. Common sense is no longer common.
It says that in Proverbs, and I love you always refer to the Bible. Again, with all your heart, gain understanding.
Yes.
But if you don't have understanding,
ungathola ulwazi, but if unganayo understanding, ngokwazi ukusebenzisa ngendlela efanelekile. You understand?
Wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom is something that's quite crucial, and sometimes Noxy angidingi i-background ethile. Angidingi imali ethile. Ngidinga i-vision enginayo. And then go back with the 47 sound njengamanje losibuka kuyona okwazi ungena ku-social media and get in touch with your friends. Utilize the same data as well to get more information of what you want to do. Learn. Asijwayeze ukuthi sifunde. Asijwayeze ukuthi masenza something as much as it's not going to be perfect because kunokufunda ngesinye isikhathi mohluleka sesane ukuthi you learning. You understand? And wonke umuntu ufunda ngokwenza ngesinye isikhathi. So kubalekile ukuthi get information. Get information. If you are looking to start an NPO, for instance, an NGO, learn about those things. You know, in radio, there's no new idea. You understand? You can twist the name and twist the mechanics, but it's the same thing. The Bible says there's nothing new under the sun, but it also speaks about seasons. You might feel like I've researched. You understand? I'm working on myself. I'm coming to podcasts. I'm coming to my interviews. I'm starting my own podcast. But there's a season yokutshala.
Sure. And we talked about this. Remember, just earlier before this podcast, you mentioned something about don't forsake isikhathi sokutshala. Don't ungayibukeli phansi.
There's a season yokutshala. Uyazi ukuthi
but it can be so frustrating Nomfundo.
It can be frustrating to a point. Ayikho into ebuhlungu. We're not ayikho into ebuhlungu njengokuthi uzovuka ekseni wenza into oyenza izolo. Ikunika ama results engathi ugodliwe ukuthi ama results akhona ayabheda. You understand? But mina khona uline ojolo ukushow abantu kumina bese phela wena ubhizi udlula Ramaphosa.
Ubhizi udlula.
You understand? But as in, don't despise ama-season okutshala because leyo nto izokwenza ukuthi uthathe ama-seeds uwadle just because wena abantu bedla ama-fruits of their seeds. So le nto yokudespise i-season yokutshala igcina sekufaka u-competition. Abantu abangekho competition nawe wake wahlala in a club or in a restaurant or uhleli in some events and people are buying amabhodlela of 12,000 and these people abathenga bathola imisebenzi yo 35 million abanye baphunyelwe imali wena uphuza ngesalary yakho
one glass please
uzophuza ngesalary uzobona kuzo cricket ngala be champagne ethi uthi can I please have 2 lapho la ama warm up by the time kuthiwa can you please have another 6 kize singaka usufilela wonke umuntu uhleli because manje you went above. You are comparing yourself. Uthathe imbewu wayihlafuna. Kanti labantu abala bahlafuna imbewu. Yebo babona behlafuna. Bahlafuna the fruits. So don't despise the season of ukutshala. Khona le season even when you're in a relationship with umuntu, I'm going to use the term engithi who's an entrepreneur. Yabo, with umuntu who's a dreamer, with umuntu who's believing in building things. Ungasheshe ukubala uthi le ndoda useless. Lo mfazi akazi wenzani. You understand? Mnika isikhathi. Mnika isikhathi sokuthi understand. So ukuthi wena understand ukuthi usatshala. There's a season for that. Now yourself, ungabe usuba ne depression usatshala. Inkinga enkulu abantu ba busy by comparison abantu abaqala 10 years ago. You understand? Abantu ba busy by comparison abantu abana background angafani.
But they have also stories to tell.
They have stories to tell. Like I can tell you now.
Their hardships and they falling, they setbacks. That's another thing I want to ask you because most people but say, "Oh, Nomfundo now she's eating the fruits of her labor." But now in those seasons where you were sowing Nomfundo, what were some of the challenges or difficulties that you faced?
Well, why you khuluma ngama seasons? Engisaso kwangoku ndiyagosha mtshana. Kwangoku.
I know. What a
ndiyagosha.
You see the grace of God. I'm not even smelling a stench of fire.
Lalela ngiyagosha ngoba ngishilo qala ngathi uNkulunkulu uyaspecialize efihleni ihlazo lami. Uyabona, I can tell you ukuthi this kwento ishilo earlier on when you mentioned what opportunities keep on coming and coming. You create them. Creating opportunities is not easy because firstly fanele uqala ukukholelwe wena ukuthi mangifika kuNoxy ngithi Noxy, I have this concept for your business ubona ukuthi into ezokwenzeka le yabo uzotshela mhlawumbe for instance a company that has a couple of millions uzotshela ukuthi ngizosiza usenthola 100,000 That's how much is. Even nangesonto. Esontweni 100,000 is nothing in this company. You understand? Locally, all right. You understand? So like there are a lot of challenges. I mean, some of the challenges that I face, that I still face, are mainly getting myself in a space where I believe I can not necessarily project or do what I want to do, but getting myself in a space where I would say, at one go, I believe I can achieve this.
And she did. She believed that she could.
So she did. So before getting to a point where I believe, I double check myself. I question myself quite a lot. True, it's the funding element of Owensism, which is why I've decided not to even bother about it as a funding. And but you know so many people. Yeah, I do. But I don't like the nitty-gritties of getting the funding and having to paying it back and so on and so forth. So I find myself having into zami because I rather utilize what I have. I'm gonna go back to that sometimes when you look at what you have, you utilize that first. So I constantly believe in that, and believing in that has made it so not easy for me to execute izinto ngesikhathi esithile. You understand? Because into mhlambe ka 3 years mina ngine plan nje yonyaka ngayo qala ngizafanele ukuthi ngiyenze kahle. So nginalawo ama challenges, nginama challenges where I second guess myself, nginama challenges where I feel like people already think uNomfundo is well established, that it's hard to ask for help. But the most tshela umuntu uthi as kuyabheda khona into engihlanganisa xa sayongizodlala ngamunye. La Nomfundo unentombazana xayekeni. How nami ngile ntombazana xayekile. Yeah, but because people always believe ukuthi no,
you have it all together.
You have it all together, you know, and it's so shocking. Most of the time when I go through that season where I doubt myself, I'm second guessing myself, and I come to you and you say, Nomfundo. When I go to uNkulunkulu and I give big and it's okay.
That's where you can actually pour out.
Exactly. Ngisenginenkinga akuhlangani. Akuhlangani ke manje. Bese kuvele kuqhamuka umuntu ozothi siyacela bandla. Ngoba siyacela bandla. Usho lento wena udingayo.
Yabona ke antakazi.
Yazi usumuntu ayitshela ukuthi yena udinga wena kanti wena udinga yena. And it's
talking about that, I see the favor, the hand of God upon your life in that aspect. I know there's so many, you can name a few of the favor of God. But what is that one incident where you really saw the hand of God, you really saw that indeed I am highly favored? What is that thing that you saw? This can only be favor because I don't deserve this. This situation or this provision, Nomfundo doesn't deserve it, but it's favor. What is that one thing that you can do?
Sure, there's quite a lot. But I'm going to talk about, there's quite a lot, the flocking in. One of them was when I was about to make the move. So this is me being in Mhlanga and now going to Joburg, as if like nemali. Come my birthday, I'm not going to go specifics, but come my birthday, I have imali encane in my account. But I'm thinking to myself, okay, fine, one of this 5-star hotel, vele bayazi birthday yami, bazonginikela mahala, benginike cocktail. No, I knew, because that's what they do. Aba like happy birthday, bazonginika lona, vele sebezule rate in birthday kaNomfundo, bese benginika alcohol free cocktail eceleni ngibingelela isiqeda nje, ngibe right. Imina ke loyana ngempela mangifika osizosebenza khona uMandlovu athi awu Macwabe ibirthday yakho hawu unjani wara beze nekhandlela Nkosi yami nebhalunde nekheke elinekhandlela kufike la bese bekunale cocktail yakhona ke engena luso hayi ngivele ngijabule ngihambe ngiye bathroom ngokhala ikale mangibuya etafuleni lami.
But why are you crying?
It really happened. I take my birthday seriously. Like it really happened. Like sorry, birthday cocktail. We were not going to say that. So, because already I can only afford me one glass of something. So fine, having a bathroom so amazing, so great. So I feel like she be cup fucking books on tell pants. Man is in a buoy a flame. Give it up balloon manning manch. And circle uncle and getting english corner. Saying so when you down Sanga balloon manning manche, una mapole la manche, Alice and thing in front. I understand. So go right, that flame line. Hey, guys, Baba's a bit surprised. A complete stranger who was sitting parallel from me, heard it was my birthday, decided was hanging and then this is what they say to me. They're suggesting me, we know who you are, we know what you do. We are looking for somebody on Jengawe, and this is the contract esicela usenzele yona kungaba imalini, you understand?
They're asking you.
They're asking me at that time ngiyayidoubt nanokuthi le mali ya Uber ukubuyela emuva endlini izohlangana yini, you understand? Even though ikhona but nginokuthi wema hamba kuyobe sekukuphela kwayo le mali, you understand? So fine, ngihlale phansi nalabantu bengitshela bafuna lokho sifuna ukwenzela ukuthi it was the highest invoice of my life.
My God.
That I received the payment in 3 hours of meeting them. 3 hours of meeting them, I received the invoice.
Sure.
And you know, wake wahlangana nomuntu uxakekile. Bese zokutshengisa ukuthi uzoba nesixazululo kuwena. Ukhuluma uzoweqa. Ukhulume uthi futhi nje enye into ngizama ukwenza ukuthi futhi nginenkinga laphayana ukhuluma kuze kube kuningi, you understand? And this gentleman, they looked at me and they said to yazi ukuthi lo munye yazi Nomfundo kade sasikufuna.
But you know what I'm picking up as you're talking, you are able to thank God for the little, for the cake.
I've never looked at it that way. Looked at it that way.
You are able to, and you cry, and you are so thankful. Thank you. You know? And look what God did. He gave you something big. If we're not able to thank God for the little that we have, God is not going to give us the big thing. God is not going to give you the big contract. You are able.
Yes.
You are able.
And I need to understand that Master Sophia stage so say okay, udayisi keeper, ubukade ugiga, ubukuseredweni for this. And now you're at a point yokuthi say usunemali encane, imali oyilindile futhi nakhona ayimeshe for ukuthi relocate. You understand? And usunokuthi mhlawumbe imali ngayi misuse somewhere. Khona la imali engayiphathanga kahle khona. Usukusengina element of guilt which can easily introduce depression. There's so many things, and now my birthday comes and I'm here, I'm secure in the goalie, I'm still in Mhlanga and in Funukam. And for me getting that contract, it gave me inkumbuzo. Yeah, was something I would say, no. As much as 2020 to shy won't come on, but the fire in you can still sustain you. And I'm sustained.
Wow, you kept.
I'm kept.
Sure. That is powerful. Wow, that was Nomfundo Mkhize. This is Nomfundo Mkhize. Such an she is such an inspiration. She motivates. Every time I engage with her, you know, you inspire me. You know what? You always remind me, Noxy, you are created for greatness. You don't have to say much, but just the way that you engage with people, it's such an inspiration. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being the woman that you are. Fabulous, beautiful, hardworking, intelligent. And may our good Lord bless you. May you go from glory to glory. May you always shine even brighter like that diamond that you are, Nomfundo. Just give us young girl that is sitting there at home, or young gentleman that has actually given up hope. Maybe the sky is the sky the limit for you?
The sky is the limit for the young girl that is at home or wherever you might be, and the young boy. One thing I can tell you is that do it for yourself. You are your biggest commitment. Don't do it to make people proud. Just be selfish. There's a notion of, we are taught that self-love is being selfish, and that being selfish is wrong. But prioritize yourself. You mean the world to you. Everything that you love, everything that you enjoy will exist even after you, but it exists to you because it's happening directly to you. So create the life that you want. Don't let go of your dreams bakwethu. Noma ngakuthiwa incane kangakanani iphupho lakho, ubone ngasazisile kangakanani. Don't despise small things, even uNkulunkulu doesn't. Izinto ezinkulu zakhiwa izinto ezincane. Mosusa 1,000 kwi-million, you no longer a millionaire. If it's 10 rand, it's no longer a million. So start where you are. Get more information. Be realistic with your strength. Be realistic with your weaknesses. Look for help. Akube ngathi uyasha to get what you want. If ungasebenzi umsebenzi wakho ukuzobheka umsebenzi, make it your job. If ungasebenzi, you are actually self-employed. Yes, you are the CEO at that time of findingajobs.com, which is you. And whatever dream that you have, seriously and honestly, make sure also you nurture the dream. And another important aspect, network. Kune event ekhona ngakini uma uye kuyona mhlawumbe kude lezo baseduze, be involved in certain things. Kunama event streamer live on social media, ngena lo social media, don't just sit there and then kuba ukuthi uya like uyakhomenta uthi kubantu fry us, we are your eggs, and ekugcineni kusiza ngani lokho. Kune Facebook live about a certain business thing. Be there, get to know abanye abantu abalapha, follow relevant people, speak the language oyifunayo yempilo yakho, and more than anything, understand you are your biggest commitment. You are your biggest commitment. Own your vision, pray about your dream, and understand when you fail, before you failed everybody else, you failed yourself.
Yes. Oh, wow. Where can you reach me?
Okay, where you can reach me, you can get me at Nomfundo Mkhize _ on Instagram. Nomfundo M is my Facebook page. And if you're looking to be in touch with my company, Athena Holdings, where we render PR, communications and marketing services. We're also in the fuel supply, petroleum space. We also have a cosmetic brand called NWS Cosmetics. Do feel free to contact me on 078-503-7377. That's 078-503-7377. For emails, you can email me at hostbynomfundomkhize@gmail.com to host your events, to coordinate them, to conceptualize them. And remember, I don't charge God bless you, I charge physical cash. Thank you.
Wow, she charges physical cash. Thank you so much. That was Nomfundo Mkhize. You've heard it for yourself. If I say anything now, I'm just going to be ruining everything. I am your host once more, Noxy Williams. You can catch me on house_Callan, Noxy_Williams on Instagram. My number is 072-985-4083. Same time, same place next week. That is where you'll find me.